Thank you all. Thank you for joining the first day for AWS Terraform batch 426. Myself, Ankit Narula, I'm the trainer for this batch, AWS Terraform. So how we are going to start the day one? In day one, first of all, I'm going to give my introduction. After my introduction, then if you guys have any question related to anything, whichever you want to ask, then you can raise your hand and one by one, I'll give a chance to speak so you can clear your doubts. So first, I'm going to start with my introduction. Let me open a notepad file. Okay. So I have total 11 plus years of experience in the IT industry. Out of this, in first 3 years, I worked in a Oracle applications too, where I working as a techno-functional consultant. We were writing SQL query, PLSQL queries, modifying forms, creating reports, and doing some financial setups as per the client requirement. And then from last 8 years, I'm working on top most two cloud platform which we have it in market, which is AWS and Azure. So I'm working on both the cloud platforms on AWS and Azure. This is my professional experience. Coming to my training experience, I'm giving training from more than 10 years. Earlier, I was giving training on Oracle Labs, and now it's been a long time I'm giving training on AWS and Azure platform. So this is about my training experience. Now, anyone have any question related to anything you want to ask, you can please raise your hand and ask your questions. Anyone have any question related to your career, related to training, anything you want to ask? You have to raise your hand. So one has any question? Okay. Look, like no one has any question. We can start with the introduction about Terraform. What is Terraform? Now, what is Terraform? Using this platform, we can create resources in any cloud platform, not just even in cloud. You can even create resources in other platforms also. We're using Terraform. You can create AWS EC2 machine, S3 bucket, any of the AWS service you want to create, you can create. Even by using Terraform, you can work on Azure also, you can work on Google Cloud also. In any of the platform, any of the cloud you want to work, you can work. And even they have other platforms also, you can work on those using Terraform. They have 4,500 providers, more than 4,500 providers they have. Provider means the tie-up which they have, they can create their resources with the help of Terraform. It is also called as infrastructure as a code tool. It is also called as infrastructure as a code tool. It's an open source tool created by a company called HashiCorp in 2014. So it's been 11 years this particular tool is in the market. And here is the list of providers which we have. AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, Alibaba Cloud, VMware. Here are the few list. I have given the full list also. Let's see the full list also. Here I'm getting. We can see the full list. Let me just go to their home page. Here is the counts. More than 5,000. 5,318 providers there we have. So one of the provider is AWS, one is Azure, one is Google Cloud, one is Oracle Cloud. So total they have 5,318 providers. Now click on browse providers. Here I can see the all list of providers which they have. You can go to multiple pages. You will see. Now, all these providers are divided into three tiers. Here on the left hand side, we can see tier. Here, the first one is official. This officials one is completely managed by the HashiCorp organization. Whoever is coming under official, how many officials are there? 33 officials are there. These 33 officials is completely managed by the HashiCorp organization, like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Kubernetes. These all these 33 is managed by the HashiCorp. AWS is not managing their Terraform codes. Azure is not managing their own Terraform codes. No, this is only managed by the HashiCorp organization. Whoever the official one, only HashiCorp is going to manage. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud don't have any role to manage these Terraform codes. They don't have any role. They are not doing anything with this. Next is partner. Alibaba, Oracle clouds are coming under partner. Partner one is both are managing their Terraform codes. Means HashiCorp is also managing and like if I take example of Oracle, Oracle is also managed. So both the teams are managing these codes by they have a partnership. Official one is only managed by the HashiCorp. Partner one is managed by both the organizations. And third and the last one, which is community, which is only managed by the third party company. This community one is not managed by the HashiCorp organization. They have a lot of, we have. But official one, they manage, partner, both are managing, community, only third party, the company who has created, they are the one who is managing. So these are the three tiers we have in Terraform. Now, benefits of using Terraform: speed and simplicity. It's very simple codes. It's very easy codes to write. If you just know how to read the Terraform documentation, you can easily read that Terraform documentation, and with the help of that, you can easily write any of the code. But yes, to write that particular Terraform code, first you need to know about that particular service. Without knowing about that particular service, you can't read that particular code. So to join this particular course, it is prerequisite. You need to have some basic knowledge about AWS. If you don't have a basic knowledge about AWS, even if you're going to join this course, you can't understand anything, because in this training, we are not learning about AWS services. We are learning about Terraform, how to create AWS services by using Terraform. So to join this course, the prerequisite is AWS knowledge. I'm not saying that you need a lot of knowledge. Some basic knowledge is required, like EC2, S3, EFS, VPC, public IP, private IP. So basic knowledge is required, like associate level knowledge is required. Team collaboration. If you want, you can do team collaboration also in Terraform. You all can upload your codes in GitHub, or there is a service we have called Code Commit. There you can upload for future use. So all the team members, whoever is going to work, they can upload all their codes at one single place. Error reduction. There is a very few chances for error reduction we have in Terraform. Because once you write this code, and if your code is correct, then there is very less chances that we are getting error message in Terraform. Then disaster recovery. Now let's take example, anything happened to our resource by mistake, it has deleted or anything happened. So you already have a code. So if you have a code, you can rerun your code, and with the help of your Terraform codes, you are able to create your resources again. You don't have to do anything. You just make sure you have your code. If you have that code, system is again going to create your resources, because you can rerun your Terraform codes. So with the help of that, you can create your resources again. Now, in Terraform, we have a multiple commands, but right now I'm just going to discuss 4 commands. Those are very important commands. Without those 4 commands, Terraform is not going to work. There are some more commands. Other commands we will discuss in upcoming session when we are practically learning about Terraform. But the first 4 commands are very important. The first command is Terraform init. Now, what is this Terraform init command is used? Terraform init command is used to download the Terraform plugins in our local machine. Like, by some of you might be aware of GitHub. So whenever we open GitHub, and what's the first command we are using it? Like, let me just create a folder here. I open Git share. So to convert this folder into a normal directory in GitHub, what we are doing, we are writing git init command to convert that folder into a working directory. So if you want to work on Terraform and you want to download Terraform plugins in our local machine, the first command used is Terraform init. You don't have to run Terraform init command again and again. It's just a one time you have to run for that folder where you are going to install Terraform plugins. And how they know that they have to download the plugins for AWS? They have to download the plugins for Azure, for Google Cloud. Because every cloud, every platform, whichever they have, provider, have a different plugins. So how they know for which platform they have to download the plugins? To before running of this Terraform init command, we have to provide one provider details. In our folder, we have to provide the provider details. So that provider detail is different for every platform. So how we'll get that? We will see in our upcoming session. We are going to keep that provider file in our folder. And then after that, we are going to run Terraform init command. So they knows they are going to download the AWS Terraform plugins in our local machine. Next is Terraform plan. Now, before creation of any of our AWS resource, like I want to create an EC2 machine. Before creation of an EC2 machine, what we have to do it is we have to create a plan here. Like I have written the Terraform code A for creation of EC2 machine. Then I have created a plan. With the help of plan, what will happen? Whatever the details you have given it, you can read all those details again with the plan. Even some of the details we are not giving it, because to create AWS resources using Terraform, it is not mandatory that you have to provide each and every single detail. Some of the details are default details. Some of the details are default details. So you don't have to provide those details. So even which you are not providing it while writing your code, with the help of Terraform plan, you can read all the details in your terminal. So which are the terminal you are going to use, in that particular terminal, you can read all the details by using Terraform plan. So once our plan is ready, what we have to do it, we have to execute that particular plan. How we can execute that plan? With the help of command called Terraform apply. So first, to create any of the resource in Terraform, using Terraform, first you have to create plan and then you have to execute the plan. To execute the plan, we have a command called Terraform apply. And whenever we are using Terraform apply, they always ask for a approval. They will ask for a approval, and for approval, they will only accept one single word, yes, as a approval. They will only accept one single word, yes, as a approval. Other than yes, if you're giving it to them, they will reject that approval. So only yes is accepting as a approval. Then one more command we have called Terraform destroy. Once you complete your practice, we don't want to keep our AWS resources in our account. We want to make sure we delete it. So to delete everything, we have a command called Terraform destroy. With the help of Terraform destroy, if you want to delete all the AWS resources, you can delete all AWS resources. Or if you want to delete specific resource, we can delete a specific resource also. How to delete all the resources, how to delete specific resource. These things we are going to learn in our upcoming session. So these are the 4 main commands we have in Terraform. Other than that, there are some more commands we have. We will discuss it once we are learning practically in the Terraform training. Now, course duration is 20 days. So it means from today is 28th of July, for next 20 days, we are going to learn this course. Each session is going to be near about 1 hour. Session timing is as per our schedule timing, which is as per India timing, which is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. As per US, it is 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. CST time zone. If you are in any other time zone, you can please convert by yourself using Google, but from first date till last date, the batch timings will be the same. There is no changes in the batch timings. And if you're going to join this course, these are the things you will get from our side. You will get live training, you will get recordings, which is for lifetime access. And you will get training PDFs. To give this training, I'm going to use some training PDFs. These are the one I'm going to use. There are total 56 there, 57 also there, where we have some quiz, sample, resume, Linux commands are there. So all these 57 PDFs you will get on daily basis. Whichever I'm going to use, based on that, you will get these PDFs. And at the end of the training, these are the things you will get from our side. Self-learning Linux commands, Terraform documentation, interview question, dump, quiz, sample resumes. And there are some more things you will get is self-learning YAML document. And we have a AWS service called code commit service. For that particular service also you will get a document from our site. So these are the few things you will get at the end of the training. Now, I'm going to share some details in the chat box with you guys. Just a minute. I'm sharing Logical Apps team contact details. If you want to contact our Logical Apps team, you can contact by using the number which I've given for Aisha and their email address. And I'm also going to share our social media details, which you can follow us on social media. And the next thing I'm going to share is the WhatsApp community for our batch 426. If you are not in the WhatsApp community of this batch 426, you can please join by using the link which I'm going to share in the chat box. And next thing I'm going to share is the course content link of this batch. If you haven't seen the course content, you can please see the course content, or if you are in the WhatsApp community, if you check the description of that WhatsApp community, there also you will find the course content link. And the one last thing I'm going to share is my email address. So definitely whenever you're going to start practice in upcoming days, you have some doubts or you might be getting some error message, then you can email me to my email address which I have given to you. But make sure whenever you are going to email me, please always mention the batch number 426 on that email. In the subject or in the body of the email, that's up to you. But make sure in that one, you always mention the batch number. Otherwise, my first reply will be batch number. And why I need batch number? Because I know that how much knowledge I have given to you. Based on that, I want to reply you. Maybe I'll reply you something else which I didn't give you knowledge. You can't understand my reply. So make sure always mention the batch number. And whenever you're doing practice, If you have any doubt, anytime, email me. Whenever I'm going to check your email, I'm going to reply you as soon as possible. Now, any question anyone have related to anything whichever we have discussed or related to your career, you can please raise your hand. Anyone have any question? Yes, you can unmute.
I'm getting trained from my office laptop actually. Okay, can
Hmm.
I get how to install Terraform and what are the possibilities I can train on that? Because the timing also my office timing, I work on evening shifts.
Uh, you can't, I don't think so. You can practice on your official laptop. They have restricted you.
Hmm.
So,
Any feasibility to install on the cloud side and
yeah,
continue to work on?
to practice it, you have to install your local machine. That's the best way to practice for because you are a beginner in that thing. So you don't have to practice in your office. Just attend the session. Once you go home, then you can start practicing it. Or you can practice on weekend. Whenever you have a doubt, you can ask me anytime. You can ask your doubts in upcoming sessions also, or you can email me anytime whenever you have a doubt. Okay. They have restricted you. You can try it. I'm going to show you how to install it, but I don't think so you can install Terraform in your local machine. They restricted you.
Yeah, they restricted me, but what I'm saying asking is there any possible alternative I can work it on?
Alternative is you can go for the Jenkins part, but first you need to know the beer beginner. So I don't want to give you any other alternative. I just want you to practice it on your local machine first. Okay, so once you learn it, then you can, if you are aware of Jenkins, then you can create Jenkins pipeline and you can run it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone have any doubt? Some question. Yes, you can unmute.
Do we need a AWS account?
Definitely yes.
Okay.
You need an AWS account to practice on AWS because you are going to create AWS resources. And to create AWS resources, you need AWS account.
So, like, how it will be? You will help in creating or uh, uh,
Okay, before
how?
moving forward, I just want to know, do you have AWS knowledge? What is EC2? What is S3 bucket?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I can provide you a PDF to create because if you are aware of the search, you need to know how to create AWS account. If you still want to know, I can provide you a PDF with the help of that. I can provide you a video also.
No, just want to know like the lab, how we will gonna practice and all.
So those
So
things
if
I'm going to
we
teach
have that.
you how to create AWS account. I can provide you a video. You can learn by using that. How to practice it, how to install Terraform, how to link your AWS account. Those things I'm going to teach you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more question? Yes, you can unmute.
Hi Ankit, good morning.
Good morning.
Ankit, to install this Terraform, do we need Linux machine or the Windows machine or which operating system, which
It
version we
supports
need?
it supports all operating system. It supports Windows also, it supports Linux also, it supports Mac also. And there is nothing like that which version, there is no nothing mentioned in that one. If you are using which machine?
We are using Office laptop, that is Windows, but there are some restrictions as we discussed, right? As you told a few minutes back. So
Yes.
in my house, I am using one desktop with Windows 11 operating system.
Yeah.
I do not have any Linux or Unix machine.
Yeah, Windows 11 support. It supports every operating system. That's what I said. So you're saying Windows 11 you are using, definitely it is going to support, and that's the latest one. So it's
Yeah.
supporting it.
Okay. It is not
It's very
mandatory.
simple. It's very easy to install. It's even not installation. You have to actually keep a Terraform file in your Windows machine and just create a environment variable. Your Terraform is linked in with your local machine. That's the only two steps is there.
So it's
Okay.
not mandatory that we need a Linux or Unix system.
No, no, no.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Someone has more question? Yes, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi, Ankit. Good
Hi,
evening.
good evening.
This is Naseem. Are we covering that Terraform's module to create that AWS Kubernetes cluster?
No, that's not a part of the training. We are learning about Kubernetes module, but the specific thing we are not learning it.
Okay. So
Module is part of the training. Here it is. We are learning about how to create S3. These are the one EC2. We are learning those things. The specific service, I'm not covering it in this.
okay. So the module we will discuss on these sessions, but specific
Yes.
for Kubernetes we will not discuss. Okay.
No, that's what I can't teach you every single service. So I'm
Uh-huh.
teaching you few services. With the help of that, you can practice another one. If you have any doubt, you can email me at that time. Whenever I get see your email, I can reply you. But
But
that's
as you know that Kubernetes is a very critical service, very
I'm
important service. All pods and some all that's totally depend upon the infra. It's depend upon the Kubernetes cluster
Naseem.
only.
Whenever I'm
Yeah.
creating a course content, I have to think about every single person. Might be in
Mhm.
this training, lot of people are not aware of about anything about Kubernetes. That's what I said. The basic
Yeah.
knowledge for this particular course is AWS Associate. And Kubernetes service is coming under DevOps, not under AWS Associate. Am I right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So whenever any trainer is creating a course content, he has to think about all the person, not about only one person. I know that Kubernetes is important, but people
Mm.
are not aware of Kubernetes. So even if I'm teach them how they can understand what is Kubernetes.
Correct.
Is
Okay.
that right?
Right.
So
So we
I'm
we will
teaching it
configure.
I'm
Yeah,
teaching
please.
it those services which are part of AWS associate course.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Got it. So we will discuss detail about in detail about the Terraform modules. Correct.
I'm discussing about modules, but whatever you want to practice with your own, then you have to do it by yourself.
Correct, correct. But module we will discuss now.
Module is
As you
part of
know
the
that.
course content. Even if you are able to see my screen, I have selected those
Uh-huh.
4 PPTs.
Yeah, yeah, I can see.
So module is part
Yeah,
of
but
this training.
okay. A module on for that Terraform modules for that is three bucket variables output like this. Okay.
How to use variables with modules, how to use output with modules, those things is
Okay. So
covering it.
only two services we will use to
EC2
create
and
that
EC2 and S3.
only, not IAM role and something like. Oh, got
I
it.
I can't teach all the services.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
If I'm start teaching every single server, it's going to be 50 days of course.
Right.
So I'm
Okay.
teaching
Thank
few
you.
services, then you have to learn by yourself also few services.
Mhm.
That's what I said. If you're able to understand how to read Terraform documentation, you can work on any of the AWS service.
Right. Then fine. Got it. Because there is too many services in AWS. It's not
Yeah.
possible to cover in that session, particular sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Anyone have any more question? No question. Now we are going to discuss about how to download the Terraform file and how to link the Terraform file in our local machine. So download the Terraform file. Here I have given the link. By using this particular link, we can download the Terraform file for our local machine. Now here on the left hand side, we are getting the list of operating system which is supporting. Here I'm getting Mac, Windows, Linux. There are some more operating system it is showing us. I'm using Windows, so I can click on Windows. If you are using Mac, here they have given the commands. With the help of these commands, you can install Terraform in your machine. If you are using Linux, here we have the commands from their side. Now this is for Ubuntu. If you are using some other version, here are this. For CentOS, here we have for Amazon Linux, there is a different. Here we are getting it. I'm Windows, so click on Windows. So here they have given the files. So you are using whichever the version of 32-bit or 64-bit, just click on the download. Done. They downloaded the file. Now we have to unzip this file. Here I got the Terraform file. Now this Terraform file, you have to keep somewhere in your local machine. Even you want to keep the same path, you can keep the same path also, but better to create one folder somewhere in C drive, D drive, wherever you feel comfortable. Just create one folder. And folder name can be any name you can give it. I already have a folder with the name Terraform in C drive. Here I have a folder. In C drive, I have a folder with the name Terraform. In this folder, I'm going to keep the Terraform file. You want to give your name to this folder, you can give your name also to this folder. And now I'm going to note down this path. I have noted down this path where I have keep the Terraform file. Now, next step. Now, what's the next step? The next step is we have to create environment variable in our local machine. So search env. Here I'm getting. So click here. Click on environment variables. Now here I'm getting two types of environment variables. One is called user variable. Other one is system variable. Where should I create this environment variable? In user one or in system one? First of all, what's the difference in these two? Now, user variable means that particular variables which I'm going to create. This is only for this specific user which I'm using right now. Can we create multiple users in our Windows machine? Yes, we can create. And if you see here in my local machine, I have multiple users. So if I create this variable under this user Ankit, only this Ankit user can access this environment variable. But if I create under system variable, then both the users can access this environment variable. So it's up to your choice when you're doing practice, you want to create in system one or in user one, it's up to you. If you have a multiple user, then you want to go for the user one. But if you have a one user, then if you go for user or system one, it doesn't make any difference. So let's go for the user one. I'm good. Now, here we have a one variable with the name called path, a default variable. In this path variable, we have to enter this path. So double click on it. Okay, I can create in system one or user one. So I'm clicking on system one, double click. You can see here, I already have it. I'm going to delete this. Now, what you have to do it is you have to click on new and then mention the path. Okay, okay, okay. I can show you again. Just search env. Click on environment variable. Double click on the system variable path. Then you have to click on new and then mention the path. And then after that, you have to click on OK. Again, click on OK. Click on. Your system environment variable is ready. So now can we work on Terraform? Can we start creating AWS EC2 or S3 bucket by using Terraform? No. There is one more step we have to do. It is we have to download the AWS Terraform plugins. And to download the AWS Terraform plugins, we need the AWS Terraform provider file. How we'll get that? We'll see that. But before moving forward, all the Terraform files, whichever we are going to create, are with extension .tf. Like for text file, what is extension for text file? .txt. For PDF, .pdf. So same way, for all the Terraform file, extension is .tf. .tf extension is used to create Terraform files. And one more important point. In this training, whatever the Terraform files you are going to create, you can give any name to the Terraform files. You can give your name, XYZ, whatever the name you want to give, you can give it. Because in Terraform, most of the files, file name is not mandatory. But there are some cases in Terraform where file name is mandatory. So it means in this training, what I'm going to do it is, if I'm not informing you about file name, it means file name can be anything. So you guys don't have to ask me every time that what is it the file name whichever I'm giving is mandatory or not. So if it means if I'm not informing you, it means file name can be any name. But once I'm informing you about the file name, it means file name is mandatory. So in our upcoming session, there are some topic we have where file name is mandatory. But in most of the cases in Terraform, file name is not mandatory. But extension of Terraform needs to be .tf. There is one more extension we have, which is called as .tf wars. This is only for specific type of file. Whenever we are come to a topic called variable, only at that time we need to create Terraform TF-var file. And there is one more extension called Terraform TF state. This extension, we are not creating this file. This file extension automatically Terraform is going to create this file with extension .tf_state. What's the use of this file? We will discuss. This is very important file. If you delete this file by mistake, it means you are going to delete all your resources. So this file is very, very important. And this file always we have to make it secure. So about this file, we are also going to discuss in upcoming session. And even we are going to discuss in upcoming session how we can preserve this file. So by mistake also we can't delete it. Even we are creating resources from our local machine, but in Terraform we have option. I can save this file somewhere else also. That is called as backend. So we have a topic, we will discuss it in our upcoming session. So these are three extensions you will find in Terraform. This is what we are going to use. This is for only one topic we have there, we require it. And this file extension is automatically going to create by the Terraform. We don't have to create this one. Now, before moving forward, anyone have any question, please raise your hand. Okay. Now question, now we are going to discuss about how to download the Terraform plugin. Now to learn about this particular topic, what I'm doing it is I'm creating one IAM user. I'm not going to use my root user. I'm going to create one IAM user, and that particular IAM user, I'm giving administrator access. So let me log into my AWS account. Minute, I need MFA code. Sign in. Okay. So I'm going to IAM service. Go to users. I'm going to create a user and I'm giving the username as Terraform-406. And I don't need to provide console access to that user. I'm applying a policy directly. Which one? Administrator access. This one I'm giving. So with this, our user will get all services permissions. Create. Done. Our user is ready. Now for this particular user, I'm going to generate access key and secret key. So I didn't give console access, so I'm going to generate with the help of root user. Here is the access key and secret key I'm going to generate. I hope you all are aware of access key and secret key. Here I generated. Done. Now here is the file which we want to use for Terraform provide. Here's a link which I have given it. Now here I'm getting. This is the Terraform provider details. So here we have the version which is 6.0 version they are using. Now this is not Terraform version. This is AWS Terraform version. This version is not for the Terraform, specific Terraform. This is specifically AWS Terraform version. And every provider is have a different version. And here they have mentioned it for which provider we are using it. Here also we have mentioned it, and here we have mentioned it which region we are going to use. Now, AWS is using 6 version. Is other providers are also using 6 version? No, their version can be different. Azure is on number 3 version. So definitely every provider is having a different provider details. So just we have to note down these details. You don't have to note down. I have already given my own file provider file, which we can use it here. Just a minute. I didn't give it. Okay, it's okay. We can create our own. I didn't give. So just copy this one and paste it in the notepad. Actually, you don't have to copy the full one. Just copy the first part. This one. Done. Press enter. Now scroll down to this file and copy this one here. Paste here. So these two things you have to provide. First, you have copy from the above. Second thing, you have copy from the down. Now here we have to provide the AWS region, and here we have to provide our access key, and here we have to provide our secret key. So let's say example, I'm going to use Mumbai region. So what's the actual name of Mumbai region? AP-South-. So whichever the region you are going to use, you have to mention that particular original name. The Mumbai region original name is AP-South-1. So that's what I'm going to mention here. And now I want to provide my access key and secret key. Now save this file. Save as. And go to D drive. In D drive, I'm going to create one folder with the name Terraform 426. Now in this folder, I'm going to save this file with the name provider.tf. I can give any name to this file, but make sure we are giving us some sensible name to our file. So if anyone is reading that with the name, he can identify what this file for. So that's why I'm giving the name provider.tf. Save. Done. Here. Provider.tf. Now open command prompt. Now it's up to you which terminal you want to use for your practice purpose. For this particular session, I'm going to use command prompt. You can use command prompt. You can use PowerShell. You can use Git Bash. You can use Visual Studio Code. It's completely up to you. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can practice there. Because Terraform commands are same for all platforms, for all terminal, for all provider, it is same. Only thing is difference is these codes. Codes will be different, but commands are same for all operating system, for all terminals. Now I'm noting down this path where I have keep my provider file, and I'm going to open command prompt. Now here we have different location and our provider file is in different location. So what we have to do is we have to change this location. So cd path D column. Done. Now I'm in the Terraform 426 folder. Now, which command we have to use to download Terraform plugins? Terraform init. Now they start downloading the Terraform plugins in our local machine. So till the time they are downloading, let's discuss one more point. Now, if you see, notice here, I have provided my access key and secret key like this publicly. Is it a good way to provide like this? No. So to connect your AWS account, there are multiple ways we have with Terraform. Right now, I'm showing you one way. In our upcoming session, I'm going to show you one more way, which is more secure way. But this is one way which I'm showing you where you can give your access key and secret key publicly like this. The secure way we are going to discuss in upcoming session. Now you can see here, they have downloaded. Now check our folder. Here it is. Now they have created one more file, .terraform.lock.hcl. Let's open this file. Read the first line. This file is maintained automatically by Terraform init. In this one, we have our version details actually. Which version of Terraform we are using, that particular details we have. So don't ever try to edit this file manually. Don't disturb this file anytime. If you do it, you will lose your updates. Next, they have created one more folder with the name .terraform. They have created some more folders. Here. So they have the licensing details, and here they have downloaded one more file for Terraform provider AWS. This file you can't download manually. This file is automatically going to download by the Terraform init command. And now we have our AWS Terraform plugins in our local machine. Now we can start creating our resources. But we are going to start in tomorrow session how to create AWS resources by using Terraform. Any question anyone have? Please let me know, or we can end the session here. Yes, you can. Shrikant, I'm not able to hear you. You have already unmuted yourself.
Audible now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry. Yeah. So the system, whichever we are using the Terraform, that must be connected to the internet, is it? To download the plugins?
Yes, correct.
So don't we have any other option where we can download all these plugins locally and connect it?
No, you need internet connection to download the plugin. That's why the Terraform init command you are going to use, then they are going to download the plugins.
Okay, good.
To download anything from internet, you need internet connection. Without it, it's not possible. You need it.
Okay.
Anyone have any more question? Yes, you can.
Hi, Ajit.
Hi.
Hi, Ajit. This is Param. I just want to know about your deliverable. As you said, your deliverable having the dump as such, right? For the Terraform dump. By using the Terraform dump, will be able to clear our exam, or we need to study any external references?
No, with the help of dump, you can easily clear the certification. That's why we are providing the dump. You don't have to read any other thing other than dump for the certifications.
Thanks, sir.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. Look like no one has any more questions, so we can end the session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to start learning about our first resource we can create by using Terraform, which is EC2 machine. And then we are going to discuss about some more things. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.